Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the zither, or as some people call it, a lap harp or a psaltery. And you can find these pretty cheaply all over the place. Music Makers has one for $40. This I found on the Facebook Marketplace for $10. It's an old Russian model, I think, from the 80s. And you can also get them at James Jones Instruments. His model is a little more expensive, but it is handmade and really nice. But what I'd like to talk about today is some really fun things that we can do with this. So when you purchase one of these, you will almost always find it tuned to a diatonic scale. This one is tuned in the key of D. So you get a D major scale when you play it. So it sounds like this. Now, it's not really great in tune because it still has strings from the 80s. I haven't gotten around to changing them yet, but that's basically what it sounds like. Now, you can do all sorts of things with that, and usually they'll come with little song sheets so you can sort of play along with them. But if you're like me, you get bored of just one scale pretty easily. So today I'm going to show you some other fun things that we can do with this instrument. So the first thing that I want to show you today, I learned from harp teacher Lori Riley. And what this is a fun little thing where you can raise the third note of the scale and the seventh note of a scale up half a pitch. So in my D major scale, that means I raised the F sharp up to another G. So now there's two G's in a row. And I raised the C sharp up to another D. So now there's two D's and two G's instead of an F sharp and a C sharp. So that's what this sounds like. It's a really beautiful glissando and one of my favorite sounds, both on the harp and on this little zither. So that's one trick that you can use to get some really fun stuff. And you can also play with it. And when you're playing individual notes, it sounds kind of interesting too. This is just a little improv. So it's really hard to hit like any kind of wrong or dissonant notes when you're doing this. It's really very pretty. Just sounds heavenly. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's one tuning that you can use with your zither if you are not particularly talented or very good at it yet. And pretty much no matter what you play, it's gonna sound nice. This next scale is a really fun one too. This is the D major pentatonic scale, and this is actually really easy to get to from the last one we did. So what you want to do is your G's that are tuned to unison, you want to tune them both down to F sharp, and otherwise you leave it the same, and then it sounds like this. And it sounds nice when you play it individually as well. And that's just another little improvisation. Again, with this scale, it is impossible to play notes that sound wrong or discordant. So this is another great one to use if you are just beginning. And the last one I want to show you today is the minor pentatonic scale. In D, that is D, F, G, A, C. And you just tune the strings to whatever the closest note is. And here is how that ends up sounding. This one has a very East Asian vibe to it. And here's how it sounds individually. And again, that's going to sound really nice and not at all discordant. And it'll just be really lovely, no matter what notes you hit. So those are my 3 ideas for today of fun things that you can do with your lap zither. And if you have any ideas, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I can make another video demonstrating them. Or, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again.